here with Gerard Way, interviewing with Frank Ayuro, head of the prison reform movement.
So Frank, what is prison reform?
To reform something is to change and make something better. And in this case, it's the prison system.
Why did you join this movement?
I personally think that the criminals are being treated terribly and they are being dehumanized.
With this movement, what is your primary goal?
My primary goal is to get the living conditions better because they're living terribly.
What are some of those living conditions?
Some of the conditions are bad plumbing, so some of them will have to use the bathroom in a bucket, and it's quite crowded. There's little food, and the guards don't listen, and they don't treat them like normal human beings. They treat them like a dog or something.
So, what are some of the other reasons for this movement?
Well, the conditions are terrible, and the need for a prison is to reform the criminals and not just locking them away. So they'll go to prison for however long that it tells you, and they'll come out even worse with the program that we have today. And what the goal should be is to make them better, to have education within them, to have like stuff that helps them to do with maybe mental health, actually put that into place. And well, there's such thing as debtors prisons. Those are around, and they're basically for people who can't pay off their debts. So it's like you're going to prison for being poor, and I think that's very unjust, and it should be not.
Is there anything you would like to say to our audience before I meet with our next guest?
I would like a reform, thank you.
Thank you for joining us today.
XZZ, your favorite news service. We're here with Gerard Way, interviewing with prisoner 716 of the prison of Eastern State Penitentiary.
So, how is life like in this prison?
Life in this prison is very rough. It is very hard. You're being kept in tight quarters so they can keep you there, and the officers seem like they don't care. They're just in it for the money, and they provide little to no support in fights or anything.
So why are you in prison?
Me personally, I'm in prison for stealing because I am poor, so I stole food for my family to help try to provide.
How much food did you steal?
I was not stealing much. I stole a loaf of bread to try and help my family, and the person caught me and turned me in, and now I'm in for like about 2 years just for stealing that from my family.
So you're in for 2 years for stealing a loaf of bread?
Yes, a simple loaf of bread, just because they want criminals like me off the streets when they do need to be poor.
What do people expect life to be like in prisons?
People expect it to be like, I guess, orderly fashioned, where like they expect them to be like kept somewhat clean and all that, but it's really not. We're kept in tight quarters, about 4 people to 1 room, double bunks. And like, we don't really have a bathroom. We got like a bucket in our room, and maybe a main bathroom that everyone can use, mostly officers. And you have to fight over food just to survive, because they give us very little food and rations. So you have to resort to fighting, which can add even more years to your sentence inside prisons.
Have you ever gotten into a fight?
Well, yes, I've gotten into a fight. I have to fight for food. It's either fight and survive, or don't fight and possibly die.
And what did the guards do?
The guards do little to nothing about fighting. They beat us to try to get us to stop, and they don't even make sure we're okay. They just try to knock us out as soon as possible and throw us in like hot boxes or solidated rooms and don't feed us for days on end.
And what's the max time you spent in solitary?
Max time, I've spent a week or 2 in solitary, and they're barely feeding me, maybe like once or twice every like couple days. Because when you're in solitary, they just completely forget about you. They don't even think you're there anymore, and they'll barely feed you.
In your cell, when you're not in solitary, how many people stay in there?
3 other people on double bunks.
And does that make things harder for you?
I mean, it's more confined areas, but it makes it harder for, not me personally, but for other people. If, say, they have, like, rivalries or any type of, you know, not associating well, that'll be very bad since they're sleeping in the same room right next to each other. And it can start a lot of fights and wars, and just about, and some people have even been killed.
Now, one last question. Have you ever gotten shipped?
Me personally, no, I have not gotten shipped.
Thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Have a nice day. Don't
I'm
ship me.
innocent.